Good morning and Chodesh Tov from Ramat Beit Shemesh. So, past couple weeks, I was in New York, I was in South Carolina, I was in Utah, and good to be home. It's actually raining today in Eretz Yisrael, so it's a good thing. We got Rosh Chodesh going on. Um, Interesting parsha. And this time of month, Rosh Chodesh is kislev, and also there's a kesher. I think this all ties together with Thanksgiving. So there's three aspects I think we can kind of wrap today with Kesher with Thanksgiving. First one, the obvious one, is Thanksgiving football. And this week's Parsha, you have Yaakov grabbing onto the heel of Esav. And so there's a lot of, not really anything crazy exciting about that. But we have the World Cup going on. Everyone in Israel, not everyone, a lot of people are all excited. A lot of people from different countries. Everyone's talking about England. Everyone's talking about Australia. Different games going on there. So that's one kesher as far as football and Thanksgiving. 3 football games. We got the Giants last night and the Cowboys. So it's one kesher with Thanksgiving. Second piece I think has to do with food. We know that Thanksgiving, everyone eats crazy amount of food. Last night we actually had a little barbecue. No turkey was served. Calm down. But got together with some friends, and it turned out to be Thanksgiving. So I wasn't working yesterday. So, and this parsha we have a lot about food. We have the brachos that Yitzchak gives Yaakov. He also gives bracha to Esav about food. So on the surface, you look at the parsha, and it seems like it's very similar. The brachos, Yital Shemayim, Shmani Aretz. He promises Yaakov, talks about Shmani Aretz and Tal, and he says to Esav, you should live in a place with Tal, Shmani Aretz. We see very similar brachos. Is there one? Why was Esav so upset on his bracha or his lack of bracha? So the Brit Tzadok talks about that there's a big difference between the bracha that Yaakov got and the bracha that Esav got. Yiten Lecha and Dagan Tirosh is only referenced with Yaakov's bracha. Dagan Tirosh, big deal. Dagan, grain, wine. There's a little bit more behind the surface of grain and wine. The Gemara talks about that a boy, a person can't learn Torah, can't speak unless they have chita, grain. So grain isn't just something you eat for your body, but something spiritual as well. There's something to grain, something with all food that brings a certain chiyus. You can't learn Torah properly without meat. The Gemara talks about Rabbi Nachman wouldn't be able to answer a shaila because he didn't have any meat that day. He was fasting. So there's a certain level of simcha a person has, and a certain menuchas nefesh when they have meat, as opposed to not. So a certain bracha that is given to Yaakov, where there's certain brachas in the food. Same thing with tirosh, with yayin. Yayin is samach enosh. Yayin brings you to a higher level of simcha. There's a certain devekos, a certain closeness to Hashem you have when you learn Torah, but it's through wine. So it's through wine and through meat and dagan, tirosh, all these things is not just eating for your body, but it's also yitein lecha. Hashem gives it to you, not just to eat and you're satisfied, but starting to get to a level of closeness to Hashem through the food. As opposed to Esav. Esav has a bracha that's the place you live should have these things. And Rashi says Italia, this is Rome, it's Italy, which is where Rome is, where Esav is, Edom. So it's happenstance that Esav lives in a place where there's Geshem, a place where there's food, a place where there's good wine. You've been to Italy, you drink Italian wine. There's a big difference. One is to live in a place that has it, and Yaakov's bracha is to be in a situation where you totally are thankful in Hashem, that you understand, appreciate that Hashem gave it to you. Many people eat food, they'll make a bracha, you don't really thank Hashem, maybe just Thanksgiving, people think about God, but the truth is, every time you eat something, there's a certain level of thankfulness you have to Hashem. And that's the bracha really of food that goes to Yaakov. So that's a kesher with food and Thanksgiving. The other kesher is sleep. We know that after you have turkey, People are really tired. Tryptophan is in the turkey. People are very tired. As you're eating your turkey and you're watching football, a lot of people fall asleep. And Pri Tzaddik brings down the Sefer Yetzirah that the attribute, Hashem created the letter Samach, but also the attribute of sleep, of Kislev, in Kislev. So the month of Kislev is the Sefer Yetzirah, the month that sleep was created. And again, what's the big deal? And similar to food, just like people sometimes you go to sleep because you're just freaking tired. We know a person can't stay alive if you don't sleep. The Gemara in Nedarim says, someone says, make a neder that I'm not going to sleep for 3 days. You give him malchus and the guy goes to sleep because you can't stay awake 3 days. So a guy makes a neder, he won't be awake or stay awake 3 days, he's just joking around. Person needs sleep. So there's some people that just go to sleep because they're tired, but some people understand that sleep is a lot higher, because without sleep you can't get up the next day and learn Torah properly. Without a good sleep you can't function properly, you can't serve Hashem properly, you can't do your job properly. So there's certain benefits to sleep, and how we approach sleep, that's really important. We say before we go to sleep, Hamapil, say Shema, Shema Am Yisrael Ad. We need a certain Shmira, because sleep is the time when it's the level of Mesiras Nefesh. You give over your body. You can't protect yourself when you're sleeping. Also, your mind. Your mind goes to a higher level, and it's not really tied to your body anymore. So that's why sleep can bring you to a higher level of understanding. People get nevuah when they sleep. Sleep is a 60th of nevuah. So unlike people on Thanksgiving, perhaps, where they're just sleeping because they're tired from the tryptophan, we should take the lesson of sleep in this month to bring us Mesiras Nefesh. Just like we know Kislev was Hanukkah, the Mesiras Nefesh, the Maccabim, with the battle against Yavan. So too, Kislev is a time where we take sleep and not just take it from sleep, where we're just really tired, but take it Mesiras Nefesh. We go to sleep, and hopefully we wake up in a higher level, higher consciousness, and the ability to serve Hashem in the best way possible. Shabbat Shalom, Chodesh Tov.